So for the longest time now, people have been accusing Jack Doherty of forcing the girls he meets to do OnlyFans in order to take a cut from them to fund his lifestyle. You guys might remember the piece of shit herself, Natalie Reynolds, calling him out for this very thing. And at first we were like, yeah, you go girl, you call out your abuser. And then she started to show who she really was, and we're like, this B-word can't be serious. Like, she was saying how he recruits minors and forces them to do OnlyFans, and she spent like 2 weeks calling him out, getting a bunch of followers, saying that she was actually going to expose him, seeing that she was a former Jack Doherty slut. But nope, she's like, you guys are going to watch me stream now and try and be one of the boys. And you guys want to know how well that worked out? Currently, she is one of those OnlyFans girls who posts reels that are made for no other purpose but to get people to go to her profile and see that she has an OnlyFans. She will have the occasional video where she's trying to be funny, but people want to see her naked, not be a stand-up comedian who isn't funny. But after her rant about Jack, there hasn't really been any other person like Natalie who has come out and said something. We have had tons of videos of people over-explaining what he does, and there is already more than enough evidence put out by him and others that proves that he is hiding how he actually runs his business. Like, what he shows you guys on stream is like 1% of what he actually does when the cameras are off. And it doesn't help either that OnlyFans girls like Camila, the one who uses her brother to promote her OnlyFans, is defending Jack because she's been under him for so long that she doesn't know any better, which is insane when you realize that she's older than him. But finally, someone has come out to expose Jack for using his power and influence to get someone to do something that they don't want to do, aka grooming. So a couple weeks ago, you guys remember when Jack Doherty broke up with his girlfriend after he threatened her, and then after he started begging her not to leave like that one guy in Hot Rod?
Babe, wait! Babe, wait! Babe! Babe, wait! Babe! 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 Babe, wait! Babe, no! Babe, no! Babe, no! Babe! 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 No, babe! What?
Well, now he's like, let me get another girl who looks exactly the same and act like this isn't my way of coping with being broken up with. So during the One Night with Steiny podcast, Jack Doherty's ex-girlfriend said this about him.
We were talking for 6 months before I even showed my face on camera, and I didn't have an OnlyFans or anything. I actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it. It was against everything that I was, raised with, and it just really bothered me, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't. Anyone can vouch for it. I did not want to do it at all. But we weren't dating, we were just talking, and he said the only way we can date is if you're in this with me, and we created a business. So I was like, okay, I'm done looking back on it. To be honest, I don't know why I thought that was healthy, but I did it because people around me also said, this is going to be a really good thing for you. Like, this is a good decision. Like, I was crying in tears about it. I didn't tell my parents.
Now, Jack actually responds to this clip on Twitter saying, if I forced her to do it, why didn't she quit now that we broke up? And then replies to that, tagging his current girlfriend saying, hey, Christy, can you confirm I didn't force you to drop an OF just in case we don't work out? And she's like, you didn't force me, she says after making an OnlyFans days after they started dating. But about the first thing he said, if I forced her to do it, why doesn't she quit now that we broke up? It's because you run a sex trafficking business and you have literally forced her into centering her life around OnlyFans to where you even just asking her to do that shows that she was only doing this because she was with you. How he manipulated his ex is how he's manipulating all these other OnlyFans girls he has under contract. He'll brainwash them into thinking that life is nothing but Jack Doherty and OnlyFans, and then when they realize they've been duped, he's like, yeah, forget everything I taught you and go back to being a normal girl. Like, he's essentially grooming these girls into never betraying them, and the second they do, he wants his business model back, as if his business model isn't based on how these girls look. Like, she says that Jack told her that they need to do this together to build a business. And it's like, that's grooming 101. Jack makes enough money from his other girls to where his girlfriend shouldn't even have to think about doing this unless she wanted to herself. But like she said, she didn't want to. But he's like, if we're gonna be together, I'm gonna need you to do what I have the other girls who aren't my girlfriend do. For love. I'm not saying you're under contract like they are, but it's either we have sex and film it, or we don't have sex at all. And you're not my girlfriend. Me personally, I would have chosen the no sex at all, but I don't even know if that was a real option she was given. But it's funny because she even talks about how even though she's known for being Jack Doherty's girlfriend, she's proud of what she built herself, talking about her YouTube channel with almost 9 million subscribers.
I don't know what you're doing before this, but he did kind of give me access to a career.
That's what I'm thankful for, the help, But at the same time, like I had over 100K on Instagram. I had 500,000 on TikTok. So that's what I'm very thankful for. But also at the same time, I worked so hard on my own stuff. Like I have 9 million on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I post long form and shorts and all that stuff. I know I'm like, that's something I'm very proud of. And I did that all myself.
And when I heard that, I'm like, all right, she conquered YouTube, and now she's like, let me ride it out easy with OnlyFans. But this B word is so brainwashed that she doesn't even realize that the only reason she has that many subscribers is because of Jack. Like, yeah, she uploaded the videos herself, but I shit you not, other than her first 4 videos, all of them have to do with her and Jack for a year straight. It wasn't until 2 months ago she started uploading content without him, and look at how that shit turned out. Poop from a butt. And what's actually sad is how many people don't realize this and are like, yeah, how come she doesn't quit? She's gotta be lying. All this just for attention? All she wants is money. No shit, that's all Jack Doherty has programmed her to want. Being told for over a year that you need to do OnlyFans or the relationship isn't going to work out is going to fuck you up mentally. Especially if, like she said, they were talking for 6 months before this, like everything was normal until Jack led her into his P. Diddy / R. Kelly interrogation room and is like, you either get naked or I show you why there is no 51st shade of gray. Like, obviously he hasn't told the other girls that are working for him, if you don't have sex with me on camera, then you're fired. But does he tell them that if they ever think about quitting, he's going to slander their name so that if they ever try to do things solo, it's going to make it that much harder, essentially putting them in a lose, Jack Doherty takes half of your winnings situation? Yeah, I can totally see that, especially if he was giving that option to his fucking girlfriend. And you guys are probably like, well, if she's not gonna do what he says, then she might as well leave. You wanna know who else said that? Prince Andrew when he was on Epstein's Island. Like, I get making them leave, but expecting them to change their lifestyle in a fraction of the time that it took you to get them where they are is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. It's only a matter of time before someone comes out and exposes this kid for everything he's trying to hide. Until then, see you guys tomorrow. I uploaded 2 videos yesterday. Peace.